welcome back to my channel. Long time no see. So the last video that I uploaded was my 20-week update, and as of today I am 28 weeks and a few days. So it's been about almost 2 months since I've updated y'all on my pregnancy and what's going on. And that's mainly just been because nothing's really been going on too much. I haven't had too much to update, and I just feel like now I'm getting to a point where I could probably talk for 10 minutes about things that have been going on. So I've kind of been putting it off and like waiting for things to accumulate for me to talk about. But now that I am 28 weeks, I'm officially in my 3rd trimester. So I figured I could do like a 2nd trimester recap where really not that much happened. So I could just quickly go over my experience in the 2nd trimester, and then I was gonna show you a little bit of what we have so far in the nursery, which is the room that I'm sitting in right now. This used to be like our office that had Scott's drum set and like a makeup vanity / office desk situation. But we have moved that stuff, and now we've started the nursery. We have like some of our big pieces, but I'll show you that probably after the recap. So I have a list on my phone so I don't forget what I want to talk about. But like I said, the last video was my 20-week scan, and that was, if you didn't see it, that was just me saying that everything went great. Baby was measuring well. It's a little boy, so he was everything looked really good with him at the 20-week scan. After that, I'm going with the midwife group, and so I had a 22 weeks like normal appointment, and they just listened to him. They started measuring my fundal height. That looked good. They listened to his heartbeat, and they basically just asked if I had any questions, which I didn't have too many. But that was at 22 weeks, and then they typically see you every 4 weeks, but they knew they had to see me at 28 weeks. So I had like a 6-week gap where I didn't have any baby appointments. And I finally saw them again on Thursday for like a routine 28-week appointment. But I'm pretty sure the 2nd trimester is from like 13 to 14 weeks. I'll say 14 to 28. And so that's normally known as like the honeymoon phase, you know, where you're feeling good, you're not so nauseous, which luckily, if you've seen my like 1st trimester recap, I didn't really get sick too much, just a handful of times, and the nausea pretty much went away after the beginning of my 1st trimester. So for the 2nd trimester, some of the symptoms that I experienced were headaches towards the beginning. I don't remember this being a problem the last few weeks, so I wrote it down, so it must have just been at the beginning. I haven't had any headaches recently, and any headache that I have had this whole pregnancy was easily resolved with like 1 Tylenol, so I haven't had a big issue with headaches. But I have been feeling, I don't think they're Braxton Hicks, because I started feeling this at the beginning of the 2nd trimester, and I still feel it sometimes, but it just feels like a period cramp, and I'm assuming it's like my uterus is stretching or my skin is stretching. It's not too painful. It really just feels exactly like a period cramp, and it hasn't concerned me too much. I felt it, I remember feeling it at the beginning of the 2nd trimester, and then I've also felt it probably in the last week or so a little bit. So the biggest thing that happened in the 2nd trimester for me was getting sick a lot, like with different random things, which is rare for me. Before I got pregnant, I feel like I never got sick. It would be very strange if I was to get sick. But since being in the 2nd trimester, and I guess being pregnant, your immune system goes to crap. And I had in the 2nd trimester strep throat, the flu B, and a stomach virus. And the stomach virus was by far the worst. Flu B was really not that bad for me. I don't know if it's because I had the flu shot or what it was, but I did not have a terrible time with that. Very thankful for that. But the stomach virus really knocked me out. It only lasted like 8 to 10 hours, but then you're sore and like weak for days after. So that was pretty terrible. It actually like rotated through my family. I think my sister and her husband got it first, and then weeks later I got something very similar, and then weeks later my mom got something very similar. So a lot of us got it, and it was not good, but luckily none of those things seem to affect baby. He's still doing really well. and I'm thankful that they were short-term, nothing like long-term illness. And luckily, since the stomach bug, I haven't had, knock on wood, I haven't had any kind of illness or getting sick or feeling queasy or anything like that. So very thankful for that. I also started feeling baby move in the second trimester. I thought I might have felt some stuff, like, well, I guess it's still the second trimester, but like the beginning, like 14, 15 weeks, like every once in a while, maybe, possibly. But around 19 weeks is when I knew that I was feeling him move, and I was feeling it pretty regularly at nighttime. And then as the weeks have gone on, that his kicks have gotten much stronger. I can't tell the difference of like, oh, that's his elbow or he's punching or anything like that. I just know that there's something in there, and I can sometimes see when he like rolls, but I don't know where he's located, like where his head is or his butt is. I'm not there yet, but I can definitely feel him moving a lot, and sometimes it startles me. I'm pretty used to feeling him move regularly now, so sometimes I don't even notice it, but sometimes he'll kick me really hard, like in the belly button or something, and it like catches me off guard and shocks me. He always moves at nighttime, like between like 7 and, but whenever I go to bed, he's usually moving. I feel him now in the middle of the night when I get up to go to the bathroom, or if I roll over to the other side, I can feel him moving around with me. So it's very comforting to feel him move all the time. There are times when sometimes it's not annoying, but he just is constantly moving, and it's bizarre feeling something inside of you moving. But I'm very grateful to feel him move as often as he does. He is a very active little boy. But speaking of like his kicks getting stronger, I guess because he's getting bigger and my body's getting bigger, this last week, so like week 27, the last week of the second trimester, I have gotten a lot more uncomfortable, specifically at nighttime. So Scott got me a pregnancy pillow, I think for my birthday, and we ended up returning it because I just really didn't like it. And I've been using like our king size, basically body pillow. We have 2 of them, and so I use one in the front and then one behind me, which has been perfectly fine. I haven't had any issues. But this last week, like starting in week 27, the body pillows aren't working for me anymore. Now I'm taking like a normal size pillow and shoving it under. Basically, I wake up at like 2 and then like 4 or 6. I wake up a few times, and as the night goes on, my hips start to hurt, and I think it's because I try to lay mostly on my left side, but it starts hurting like my hip from, I guess, the weight of him and the weight that I've gained and all that stuff. So it just, by the time I wake up like at 8 o'clock, my hips are really uncomfortable. It feels better. I used to sleep on my back all the time, and so I'm looking forward to being able to sleep on my back again. There was one night when I was very uncomfortable that I like propped a few pillows up behind me and kind of sat like sleeping up for a few hours, or like on my back but elevated, so I wasn't like flat on my back. And I'll do that, you know, some people sleep on the couch or something, or in a chair, but it hasn't gotten that bad, but it's definitely gotten more uncomfortable, specifically when I'm trying to go to sleep. So another big thing that has happened recently with the pandemic and everything going on, I mentioned before that I work at a hospital in the area that I live, and I was furloughed 2 weeks, today's Friday, today is April 24th, so I guess today would be 2 weeks. So I was furloughed 2 weeks ago, and which means I've been staying at home, and it hasn't been too bad because Scott has been working from home for like the past 2 months, so I'm not just sitting here by myself. It is pretty boring. I'm used to working like 3 to 4 days a week, so some days I find myself getting very bored, but I've been keeping myself busy trying to get things prepared in the nursery and figure out if there's anything that we're missing on our registry, that kind of stuff, and going on a lot of walks. So I've been going on sometimes 4, but mostly like 5 walks a week that last like almost an hour, trying to hit like 2 miles every time I go walking. And so that's been really nice. I either go to a neighborhood and walk with my sister around, or go to empty elementary school since school has been moved to like the e-learning. We go to the parking lot, me and Scott, and walk and walk the dogs. So it's been really good for me and him and the dogs. The dogs are very happy that we are both at home. But right now, my furlough is predicted to end in June, which is very interesting because then if I go till my due date in July, then I would go back to work for a month and then take 3 months off for maternity. I'm very thankful though to be able to stay at home during this time because our hospital is starting to fill up with some of the COVID patients, and it just puts my mind and heart at ease to just be able to stay home. Even though I do get bored, I'm thankful to be bored and not have to go into work and put me and little man at any kind of risk, or my family or anybody at risk of either catching the virus or spreading the virus. So that's basically all that I have for the second trimester recap. There's really not been much going on. I just get bigger and bigger every day. Oh, it probably started in the second trimester. The pregnancy line up your stomach, you know, it's like the linea Navira, I don't know what it's called. You probably know. But that dark line, I started having that. It's not really that dark. It kind of just looks like I was wearing pants that had like a crease, and it only goes up to my belly button. It hasn't like extended, but that did start developing at some point during the second trimester. I've had it for many weeks now, but I thought I could show you my stomach at 28 weeks. So there it is. It definitely started like rounding out probably about 20 weeks, but he is out there. Even if I suck in, there's like not much moving there. It's probably the first time that I've even shown my stomach. I don't remember ever showing it before because I like had a tummy before I got pregnant, and so it wasn't until like maybe 17 weeks that like you were like, oh, maybe she's pregnant, I can't tell. And then around 20 weeks, like I said, is when it started rounding out. Now I feel like the majority of people would assume that I'm pregnant, but yeah, I never did like, I haven't done bump pictures or like weekly pictures on my phone because for a long time it's not like I was showing it 8 weeks and then it progressively got bigger. It didn't start getting bigger until like 16 or so weeks, I would say. But that's all I have about the second trimester. Now I'm in the third trimester, so my due date is July 15th. If I go full term, I have less than 12 weeks now, which is mind-blowing. I feel like I've been pregnant forever. Like I don't remember not being pregnant, but I also feel like it flies by, and I remember being, you know, 17 weeks pregnant, and now I'm 28 weeks pregnant. I don't know, I just remember the beginning of it like it was just last week, and now in less than 12 weeks I'll have a baby, and he will be, well, he won't be in this room because he'll be in our room for a while, but he'll be in this house and I'll be his mother, and it is very mind-blowing. I'm nervous and very excited, but let me show you what the nursery looks like so far. So right when you walk in the nursery, this is what you see. We just got this rug from Wayfair. We got a 5x7. If you want the link to anything or have questions about it, just let me know in the comments and I'll be happy to give you the link or let you know. But we have this rug. We have this dresser from IKEA. And we thought about changing out the handles, but I don't think we're going to. I think that looks fine for now. This is usually like in the living room, but I thought it would be cute in here to do a little countdown. We got this mirror from Target. It's the Hearth and Hand. Here is my beautiful diaper bag. It is Fawn Design in the brown, or I believe the shade's brown. I've started putting stuff in it just because I'm very eager to. There's like some diapers and stuff, but I just like how it looks and it just sits up there. These are just two little wooden toys, and then this is just here because Scott has to anchor it to the wall. And then we just have this little basket that right now I have like medicine and wipes and stuff in. This is the baby Leto crib. We got it from Target, the all white. The mattress and everything is also from Target. We have a blanket in here. It will not be in here when the baby's in here. And the curtains are from Target. That chair is also from Target, and it goes in the guest bedroom. We just wanted to see what a chair looked like in that corner. That's probably where the rocker or glider, whatever we get, is going to go. So that chair won't stay in here, but it's nice to have somewhere to sit when we're like in here organizing. The cow is not going to stay in here. He will go somewhere else, I don't know where. And I'm thinking maybe like bookshelves up there, I'm not exactly sure. This is the Mama-Roo. It was actually my sister's. We were just borrowing it for the first few months to see if baby loves it. Hopefully he does, because I don't have another swing and I didn't register for another swing. So we'll see if he likes it. And then this is the bassinet. It also belongs to my sister. It will go into our room when baby's here, and this is what he will sleep in for the first little bit of time. So we have the pillow pet in here because we're trying to use him as like a baby doll. I think you probably heard of people using baby dolls to get their dogs used to like a little human around. So we didn't feel like going and buying a baby dog. So we had this pillow pet that I'll carry around if I'm in here, or we put in the Mama-Roo and turn it on so it starts making noise and moving. And then when the dogs go up to it, we, you know, praise them whenever they are very gentle. And if they start getting rowdy, we try to get them to calm down, and are just using this pillow pet as like a baby. So we do it like a few times a week. And so Jeffrey, the pillow pet, just stays in here, and we encourage the dogs to come in here calmly and sniff around to get used to it, so it's not a huge shock when mom and dad are walking around with something small and delicate in their arms. But that's gonna be it for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed a little bit of an update and an idea of what the nursery looks like so far. We definitely still have decor that we need to get and some essentials for the nursery that we're gonna start getting in the next few weeks. But thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know if you have any kind of video requests. I have nothing but time during this quarantine furlough season that I'm in. But hopefully you enjoyed. Subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.